All right, guys, so watch this video for Wednesday, July 25th. As I've been saying, it is slow out there. You can see the SPY gapped up today and ended up closing pretty close to where it opened. Very choppy, very low volume environment. We've had some great summers, and then this is like the old school summer where you wish you'd have just taken a vacation. Having said that, we're finding some nice little trades here and there, but I'm not trading very much. I think I took 3 or 4 trades today. Nicely green, but nowhere near my daily goal. Having said that, my daily goal is, kind of in my mind lower than usual because I know that there's just not a lot of movement. And so you always want to pair your expectations when the market's like this so you don't push it and end up over trading a low volume market. All right. So anyway, let's go to the watch list for Wednesday. NBEV. You had this 2-day test of the 200-day, nice volume a few sessions ago. And today it's pulling back kind of into the 8-day. I don't love this setup, but it did have a nice spike 3 sessions ago, right? So maybe it's kind of coming down into support. Maybe it turns back up tomorrow. Absolutely don't love it. DDD, let me slide a smaller version of the daily chart over here so you can see that orange line is the 50-day. The green line is obviously pretty close to that because it's the 60-period moving average. Which I use for my 5-minute charts. That's the only reason the green line is on there. But it's basically a big range candle near recent support and touching the 50-day. And so it might get a snapback bounce tomorrow. You don't see too many candles this size when you go back on the chart. You had one a little bigger than that here, but overall this might sometimes you never want to really look at a chart that got slammed in one day and say, well, it's bullish going into tomorrow. So I don't want you to misconstrue that that's what I'm thinking. But sometimes on an intraday basis, things get overblown to the downside and bears just take over and there's just no bounces at all. And then the next day you see a nice relief bounce. So keep that in mind. I'm trying to convey that I don't really love this one either, but I think it's worth watching for a low risk setup. Now this is a bizarre chart, this AWX. You had a spike back here that on an intraday basis, complete round trip, right? Same thing here, big move, complete round trip. Same thing here, big move, complete round trip. Then today, all of a sudden, it's up near these recent highs and closes at the highs on big volume for this stock, 2.5 million shares. So I'm not going to chase it. I mean, it's moved from 230 or 222 to 335. And so we don't want to just you never want to join the crowd. Like if this were to open at 340 tomorrow, you wouldn't want to just jump right in thinking here we go again because the market never makes anything easy. But when something closes this strong after getting slapped down a few times, you probably have some shorts that, I'll take today's candle out of it, you probably have some shorts that noticed this as it was popping today and were shorting the heck out of it up in this area, right? Next thing you know, they're having to cover or hold overnight. So this does have a chance to have a big, another big kind of secondary day tomorrow. There's the weekly. There's the monthly. So it's just a weird chart, but I think it's worth watching tomorrow. We might get a very low risk setup, might get a narrow range and then an upside break. So definitely want to keep it on watch. UAVS, nice volume day for this stock. I would note that that's still not a million shares, but it's trying to break out of this tight range and a strong close. So we're going to watch that one tomorrow. NIHD is very extended. A green day yesterday and then a big green day today. Closing, I don't know, fairly strong, right? Fairly close to its highs. Big volume today, so maybe we get a red to green and a follow-through day tomorrow. But I'm always aware when I look at a daily chart, and remember, I'm a day trader, so I'm just looking for things that might give me a setup tomorrow. I'm in cash every night, so keep that in mind when you watch my videos. But I always want to keep in mind when I look at a chart that, okay, this had big volume and it was really strong, and it might have a follow-through day tomorrow, right? But also, it's really extended from the moving averages. So when you usually don't want to get long this far away from the moving averages, but you might get a really low risk setup. I'll point to like CLF. CLF had this big move and closed way away from the moving averages this day. We put it on watch the next day and had a really nice trade. I think the call was 1054 and it went all the way to 1131 the next day. So even though it was extended, we never know if it's going to gap and then give a nice break the next day. Now today, a reversal. If this would come in a couple more days, by the way, I want to watch it again too. But there's an example of a stock that even though it's extended, can keep going. So back to NIHD, definitely want to watch it tomorrow. Riot, one of those baby crypto, Bitcoin, the Bitcoin pin action stocks. I hate the way Riot trades, but it closed and actually traded pretty well today. nice volume. Got to have some shorts caught in this thing after this pop. I'm sure they were shorting it, then it flagged, and now it's breaking to the upside. So this may be trying to make a move to 10 or the 200 day. So I definitely want to watch it tomorrow. And last time I checked, which was about 20 minutes ago, Bitcoin really strong today and was really running, just 30 minutes ago still. So these plays might actually get some follow through tomorrow. So RIOT, Riot, MARA is another one. Kind of popped here, flagged, and trying to break out of that. So that one's on watch tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin while we're trading. This MDXG had this nice pop off of chart lows here 4 sessions ago. Looked like it was rolling back over, and it's kind of holding up and curling back up. So this one kind of looks good over this little flag here. So I want to watch MDXG, MTBC. I don't really like this one. I mean, the chart looks good over 5, but look at the volume. There's just really no. We always want to trade stuff that's had high relative volume in the past week or so as day traders, and you don't really have that here. I happen to notice this, people in chat talking about it up at 5, and so I think it's worth looking at. We'll see what level 2 looks like if it's challenging $5 tomorrow, but I don't really have the volume that I want to see. Now, if I zoom in and take those big candles out of it, I guess you could argue 1.5 million, 4 sessions, 5 sessions ago was high relative volume for this stock, but overall, it does look good over 5, but I'm not thrilled with this one because there doesn't seem to be a big crowd in it. I actually like this RWLK a lot. You had this big pop here on over 20 million shares, then an inside day, and I said I was going to watch it for a 3rd day play, and you've got a nice bottoming tail today. So I really want to watch this for a potential long-term. I'm going to go to 15-minute candles, and here's the early high today was 96, and then it put in a lower high at 95. If the market wasn't ready to close, if this had another couple hours to go, I'd be in chat saying, hey, I love this over 95, guys, right? Because then you might take out the high of day, maybe a quick move to $1, maybe you get through $1 and squeeze a little bit. Because this did go all the way to $1.35 just a few sessions ago. So I really like this one. If I had to give you a number, I would say I like it over this 96 cents over today's high. You might get a quick push to $1, and we'll see. So I want to watch that one, and then lastly, I'm going to look at INNT tomorrow. Really beaten up stock, and if I switch to 15-minute candles, you kind of see it's really beaten up, and you got a little bit of a cup and handle forming here. Actually, you could argue that you had a cup and handle right here, and then a push out of it on nice volume. These are 15s, so and a fairly strong close. So we might get a follow through on this bounce tomorrow. All right, so that's it. That's everything I'm going to watch. We'll add some morning gappers. Again, be careful. It's lower volume out there. And I've seen a lot of people over trading this environment, and this is not the time to try to get rich. This is not the time to nickel and dime yourself to death. I'm being very selective, and I've cut my position size down, and I'm churning my account higher every day, but I'm not killing it. But one of these days we might catch a really nice move in something, right? So got to start with a watch list, and you got to trade what's in front of you. And that's it. That's all I got. Check below. We've got a special offer on the chat room. We've got the lifetime membership back, but it's only available below. You won't see it on the website anywhere, but the link below will take you there. Also have a discount code if you want to try out my favorite scanner in the world, real-time stock market scanner, which is Trade Ideas. I've got a 15% discount code for you if you want to try that out below, and links to our free webinars down below as well. I'm going to quit babbling. We'll see everybody tomorrow.